Mark Viduka and Paul Agostino have proven to be a bit of a handful for the Brazilian defence. Mark Viduka, subject to strong rumours that he may be going to Inter Milan in Italy's Serie A, of all places, with Ronaldo moving on to other parts. And that really would be a big move for big Mark Viduka. More news on that in the ensuing weeks, I'm sure. But Paul Agostino's goal in the 11th minute of the first half was the first time ever that the Socceroos have scored against the Brazilian national team in a full international, though the debate still rages on whether this is an A international or not. But ask any of the players out on the park whether they think it is, and I guarantee what they'll say. They'll say absolutely. There's Denilson for Brazil. 2 men on him. There's an awful lot of players to get through. Gets past one anyway. Denilson again. Maloney helping him out. Well, already Brad Maloney teaming up better with Kevin Muscat at the start of the second half, like Graham Arnold said he wanted to. As Muscat goes in and takes the ball. Helped on to Viduka. The layoff to Tiato. Coming inside. It's a nice play from Danny Tiato. Look at the space on the right-hand side for Brad Maloney. Tiato plays him in. Here is Maloney. Early ball. Ocon brought that down off his shoulder somehow. Switching it for Tiato, who won the ball in the air, but Mozart was there for Brazil. Wade, surprised that there were no changes in either lineup?
No, not really, because I think from the Brazilian point of view, Luxemburgo has decided that he's going to change his team altogether, because, as I say, it's all preparation for the year 2000. So 45 minutes is not long enough for a coach to actually get a grip on and see the quality of the players at hand. And I think that, yeah, it's quite understandable why there are no changes. He wants these players to deal with the problems they have with the Socceroos at the moment. Why would you change the Socceroo lineup? This is the best football they've played in a long time, so no changes there either.
And Ocon, slick first time pass to Maloney. Inside is Viduka. But we're really for Maloney to go now. Instead goes back to Skoko. Muscat. Don't really have any choice really, but just nudge it down the line. Ocon out-muscles Denilson as foul. It was great anticipation there by Paul Ocon, just guessing where Denilson would control the ball and getting in very quickly indeed. Captain's armband looks good on him. He's enjoying it. He's playing up to the occasion as well, the Australian skipper. It's a good ball in. Green shirts were streaming in on that one. It's played across. The danger not over for Brazil yet. Skoko. And the shot is well wide by Tony Vidmar. But constantly on the set pieces, Australia look to have the measure of their opponents. Just that extra height and size makes a big difference as Denilson is fouled by Maloney. Well, under instructions from his coach, he's getting back quickly to help out. $28,000 a game so far. And he even counts as well. And Michel closed down quickly by Danny Tiato. Michel, the Brazilian right back. It's his birthday tomorrow. He's 22 years of age. And he won't forget his night at the MCG in a hurry. All of these Socceroos are warming up currently at the moment. No signs that Marina will tinker yet with his lineup as Ocon plays it into the area. That's picked up by Skoko. Skips past one. Well, pushing it back by Craig Moore on Vanley. into far more than it ever promised to be. It was just a little push and shove until all the other players got involved. Eddie Lenny, to his credit, has just diffused the situation fairly quickly. There's no doubt it's a Brazilian free kick. Quite sure what happened there. Well, there you go. Ocon picked up the ball. Vale wanted to get on with the game quickly. Talk about a storm in a teacup. Nielsen touched it inside to Mozart. Vale got there. That's a foul. That's another one to Maloney in short space of time. Luxemburgo off the bench again.
Well, I tell you what, if I'm going to have a go at the Aussies for brutal tackles, I've got to have a go at the Brazilians for diving, and I think that that was a dive. He knew that if he touched the ball and just let himself fall down, he'd get a free kick, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, none of the free kicks are particularly aggressive or violent. It is detracting from the spectacle, though, by having so many niggly little stoppages in the game. Mozart. Look at the space here for Den Nielsen. Three players waiting in the centre. That is a Brazilian corner. The first of the match coming in the 52nd minute. Callants comes out but doesn't get there. And it was one in the air in not dissimilar fashion to the number 4 Alvaro on Sunday by tonight's number 4 Milton Duo. Corner taken, big centre-back coming forward at the far post, but just a bit too much heavy traffic this time for Milton Duo. Ball goes back to the goalkeeper, give it to Agostino, big chance here for Australia, only the goalkeeper to beat, and the danger only now has drifted away, but the ball's been given away again by Brazil. But it was handed to Paul Agostino there, the back pass. And straight away Brazil are down the other end with Den Nielsen coming inside. A little ball was played, or aimed for Vale. Mozart. Vale. Adriano. Well, dangerous times at both ends. $31,000 a match so far in 55 minutes. It's a fairly large total, but we're still yet to see a yellow card. Well, number 17. Ronaldinho, 16, Alex. The big guns are coming on for Brazil.
Well, we never said it was going to be easy over the next 45 minutes, did we? And you know that Luxemburgo is looking for a result here, as well as, you know, trying to get a unit of 11 players or testing out players he hasn't seen for a while. So, yes, Brazilian football, it's all win, 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 and if you don't, then you know you're going to cop a scathing back at home.
That's a great ball as Skoko joins in the attack, and there's Viduka laying it off to him. Still Viduka, Skoko, nowhere really for it to go. Australia still have the ball. And that's a nice turn by Agostino. Still Agostino, this time the foul's given, and rightly so. Skoko, Viduka and Agostino there really ground out that chance by being super strong on the ball. Agostino did well. Look at the turn. Touch of Brazil in him. He made his impact in Australian football as a 16-year-old when he was playing NSL and banging in the goals for West Adelaide. He went overseas very young. So he's a player that we're enjoying getting to know, Paul Agostino, who's now 24. Now, everyone's leaving this to one man, Mark Viduka. At the MCG, he'd never been to the MCG before the game against Iran 2 years ago. He's over the ball here. Viduka. Well, he's feathered it over the wall. And Brazil are making some changes. Lincoln is coming off. Adriano is coming off. Alex and Ronaldinho are coming on. Well, Ronaldinho had a very quiet game on Sunday. He was dizzy after the game, in fact. Luxemburgo said he was the player feeling the jet lag more than any other. There's no signs of that from Viduka. As Australia start the second half in the same vein that they started the first, with Viduka very much to the fore in attack, with the good support act being played by Agostino. Didn't quite catch it cleanly. There's Viduka again, brushing aside two Brazilians and brought down. Well, he is so strong. Look at that, Viduka pulled aside the number 3 for Brazil, Jean. Well, there were doubts when Brazil came here whether Luxemburgo's boys were ready to be men, but they showed that on Sunday that that's certainly the case. Agostino, the man to take the shot. Agostino got it! Oh, that was a sensational try from Paul Agostino, looking for his second goal of the evening, but we must give some credit to the Brazilian goalkeeper, Alexandre, because that took a deflection and Alexandre still got a touch on the ball and palmed it onto the crossbar. Well, the bench is up on their feet, look at that. They know how close that was to a second, and another substitution has been made. And Alvaro is coming on, the man who scored the opening goal on Sunday, straight up for the corner. And Alvaro giving away another corner for Australia there. Maloney to take it. A second now for Australia would really pile on the pressure. Curled in, it's a good one. It's it! A second goal, and it's Paul Agostino again. Listen to the MCG roar. And Ali and Frankie, the double act is working well today. Great moment for Paul Agostino. Brazil's defence didn't handle that ball well. Agostino reacted quickly, got it somehow under the goalkeeper.
Well, I don't know about you, but did he catch it on the forearm? Talking about not handling it well, Paul Agostino certainly did. I mean, that's the luck of football, isn't it? You make your own luck. He charged in at that near post. Nobody really went with him. He caught it on the forearm beautifully and tucked it nicely between the goalkeeper's legs. Thank you very much indeed.
Well, Alex trying to make up for lost ground and lost time as well. Look at him, he's pumped up now. Not surprising, because when the ball hit the back of the net, the noise here was just deafening. in quickly on Mozart. Taken quickly again, Danielson running at Muscat. Well, he almost found a way through Muscat. Credit to the Australian defender for keeping his eye on the ball. That's not easy in that situation. Brazil make 2 more changes. It must be almost impossible to see the ball when you're marking Mark Viduka. He's so broad, he's got an ideal frame for a centre forward in the classic sense. Alexandre, goal for Brazil, with plenty to say for himself. Tiato curls one into the near post. Alexandre comes. Oh, great try. An opportunity that was barely half a chance from Agostino, but he's well warmed to the task now with 2 goals to his name. Just off the shins rather than off the laces. Frank Farina has seen a different time, a different team tonight. Ocon with the long throw. Brought good results in the first half, aiming for Duca. The goalkeeper's been fouled. Saying just take the ball back a couple of metres and we'll all be happy. But less than 20 minutes remaining here at the MCG. Ocon, Viduka using his body, he's fouled. So many of those types of fouls tonight. It's been very frustrating. And the foul has gone against Viduka. Brazil are going forward with Danielson, and that's a corner while we were watching that replay. Well, certainly there was a bit from both players there, but the first foul was without a doubt from the Brazilian number 15, Alvaro. Tiato keeping the ball in. Still Tiato. Taken quickly. Brazil getting on with the game, and that's offside. Luxemburgo has really broken the tradition of the Brazilian coaches by wearing a jacket and tie on the bench. It's very un-Brazilian. They're all very much tracksuit managers, if you like. He's used over 70 players in his term so far as national team coach. There's another foul there on the back of Agostino this time. Taken. I thought it was going to be taken quickly. Mike Cockrell, more news from the bench.
Yes, I think we'll be seeing the end of Mark Viduka in this game. Sean Babbage about to come on.
Maloney. It's Australia 2, Brazil 0. Now Australia do make the change that Mike alluded to. Sean Babbage, the Marconi man, coming on for Mark Viduka. Babbage, top scorer in Australia's National Soccer League with 5 goals. Viduka loves the applause from the MCG, and they love him as well, and it's been a sparkling performance by Viduka tonight. you've got to make a long 24-hour flight to the other side of the world, it's far more pleasant when you've had a good game and your team's done well. Mark Viduka certainly has had a fine game tonight. Mathiesen. Ocon across there. Still Mathiesen. Quick feet from him. Danielson. Early ball in is a good one. Loose man here. And that's a goal to Brazil. Well, the scorer is the man who was quiet the other night. It's Ronaldinho, who was perfectly placed at the far post. A simple header from him. And Brazil are mounting their comeback. Luxemburgo a little happier. Well, it was Danielson who provided the cross. No one really got a firm head on the ball until the last man did in Ronaldinho.
Yeah, it's those little clearances that you think, geez, we should have got that away again. Ronaldinho, the one who did the damage with that cross, just a curler, drew Zelko Kalak out from his goal, as the boys argue the point.
Well, they do say there's no such thing as an international friendly. And we're certainly seeing that here. Craig Moore's name goes into the book.
It's interesting, Paul, the coach screams at his left winger, Danielson, and all of a sudden he runs at players. You just wonder if that's what it takes to get some of these real world-class players up and running again. There was the foul that has caused the ruckus and got Craig Moore in a little bit of trouble for maybe a bit of retaliation. But Danielson down this left-hand side, once he's got a bit of a kick from his coach, has really let Kevin Muscat have a hard time. He was having a good time in the first half, but he really has made some quality crosses in this second.
As he provided the cross for Brazil's second goal on Sunday, he's provided another one here tonight. Ocon. That's a marvellous pass. Just look at that, bringing Maloney into the game. Mathiesen keeps the ball in. Gives it straight to Muscat. Scocco, Muscat, Maloney with another opportunity to get the cross in. Maloney again, early ball. Again it comes to Muscat. It seems to be falling to him every loose ball at the moment as Tiato comes in. There's under 13 minutes left in this game and Brazil are going to salvage something. Well, Ocon was chatting to his coach Frank Farina on the bench just on the touchline there. And the pass was played to him. Just getting a bit of treatment, the Australian captain. So Australia down to 10 for the moment as Danielson looking to be dangerous once again. Taking on Muscat into the area. There's danger here. Well, the ball's not out, and now it is, and that was just quality defending from Kevin Muscat. What a good game he's had. It's a frightening thought. Danielson running at you with the ball in your own area where any loose tackle is bound to be a penalty. But he kept the ball in. That's a goal kick. Midfield, but Brazil come away with the ball. Danielson more and more involved in the game. It's a deep cross, just too deep for Fabio Jr. Mozart. Then Nielsen again. Still Muscat forced to work overtime with some help from Maloney. Pulled it back as a very clever ball. But there's no one there. Still Brazil forward. 1 now. Have we got time to cross down to Mike Cockrell?
So Paul Hayden Fox about to come on. Paul Ocon feeling his hamstring, so he's about to be replaced. It's going to be a double substitution. In fact, Richard Johnson also on for Joseph Skoko in the next break to play.
Which is right about now. Well, great to see Hayden Fox getting a taste of the action. Player who really impressed in the games against Manchester United earlier this season. But Paul Ocon, well, he's wincing somewhat as he comes off. Maduka's got his treatment happening as well. Ocon goes off injured also. And Hayden Fox slipping into the centre of midfield. And Josip Skoko also off. 5 changes plus a goalkeeper allowed by both sides. The rules of the encounter. Alex, first time touch. Ronaldinho out wide. Look at this. Oh, real pace in that attack. And applause, understandably, coming from the Brazilian number 13, Mancini. Brazil's 3rd corner of the game. To take it. Calats. Well, they made that look pretty simple, but I can assure you that it wasn't. Just plucked it out of the air. Nine minutes remaining. Paul Wade, Hayden Fox into the centre of midfield, Richard Johnson into the centre of midfield.
I mean, the chances are being created against them inside the 18-yard box, but all the supply is coming through that midfield. I think that's what Frank Farina's starting to think. The boys have done so much work in the middle of the park, they needed to be replaced.
Look at this, Agostino fell beautifully for him. Frank Farina can come away with the victory here. It will be a real feather in his cap. A man who's been under such enormous pressure right from the start of this tour, really, for one reason or another. First there was the Harry Kewell incident, then there was players injured last week in the lead up to the first game. Australia didn't play at their best and were beaten 2-0 by Brazil. Ed Zelic left the squad earlier today. His new system was 4-4-2. No one knew how it was going to work. Farina, a player who's not afraid to take chances. And so far it's paid off as Maloney's name goes into the book. Pearson will get there. And doesn't win the corner because Maloney's stuck to the task all the way. Just on 7 minutes remaining now. Well won there. Agostino, little back heel to Johnson. You don't need to understand Portuguese to get the message that Luxemburgo is not a happy man. But he was a hero after they won 2-0 on Sunday. How quickly things can change in football as Fox comes forward. He's got Teato in space. Still Teato onto the right foot. Well, Danny Teato has been solid once again today. That time he cut in on his right foot, not his stronger side. That's what fooled the defender, I think. He's so used to him going outside, and Mancini there. To watch Tiato go outside him all day on Sunday. Ronaldinho showing a little bit more of what he's all about. This is brilliant from Ronaldinho. Well, Johnson got the ball eventually, but tripped his man just prior to that. But it was simply sublime, the skills from Ronaldinho. Take a look at this. Players all around him. Two beaten. Well, that was a clean tackle by Richard Johnson. Alex and Ronaldinho over the ball. It's a short one played near post. Fox was watching it all the way. Johnson can't play. Labour just poking it down the line as Brazil step up a gear, go in search of this equaliser. Australian defence is really very much on the back foot at the moment. Look at the skill again by Ronaldinho, played across. Well, he's a different player tonight. The Brazilian Ronaldinho. There he is again. Hard to keep him out of the game. Four players around him. Chip to the back post. That is quality. Fabio Junior at the business end of the move. But you must just stand and admire Ronaldinho. It's 2-2 at the MCG. Skipped past one there. There were four players around him at this point. He took it no further, but saw Fabio Junior, who had a bit of work to do himself at the back post, and that's a great goal.
Well, now you know what we mean when we say you've got to play 90 minutes against the Brazilians. How late was this goal? Amazing. There he is. There's the jubilation. He knows how much that means not to be beaten. Luxemburgo, the manager of Brazil. It just shows you this Brazilian side, they mean business. They don't want to get beaten by anybody. And as soon as they put the pedal down, you can see there's a little bit of urgency. All the free kicks have been taken so quick. And they've really pounded that Australian goal.
Well, all of a sudden, the momentum is in favour of the Brazilians. It's Australia it is who looks to be hanging on to what they've had. Fabio Junior, the scorer. Fox trying to just bring the ball down. Mozart got there in front of him. Fabio Junior. Ronaldinho, what can he come up with this time? Two players on him very quickly in Tiato. Well, that's one way to stop him. Ronaldinho. Well, it's a yellow card here. Just not quite sure which way it's gone against Eddie Lenny. There's a tug on the shirt there. So, 2 minutes into time added on. Alex over the ball. Brazil had plenty of yellow shirts in the area. Kalatz watchful on his goal line. Concentration at a premium now for the Socceroos, who've been caught out once or twice in this series in similar situations. Fabio Junior. Fabio Junior. Kalatz gets there. A nice bit of work from Fabio Junior, the player who plays in Serie A for Roma. ball from Kalat. Babic is there. Little layback. Here's Johnson. Tiato. Is there a late winner for the Socceroos? Tiato is just cut short. He'll get a second opportunity here, though. Johnson again. Well, Babic got to the ball. He kept it in. But it just went to the goalkeeper. 5 goals in the NSL to Sean Babic. He'd like to open his international account now in time added on here at the MCG. Well, Ed Lenny blows the final whistle on a glorious evening of football in Melbourne at the MCG. Very much Australia to the fore once again, particularly in the first half when Agostino scored the only goal of the first 45 minutes. Mark Viduka was in scintillating form as well, and Agostino made it 2-0 to Australia in the second half. But then Vanderlei Luxemburgo, the Brazilian coach, brought on Alex, and he brought on a man called Ronaldinho, and what a difference he made to the game. The Brazilian superstar scored a goal himself and made another for Brazil, laying on the perfect cross for Fabio Junior. Terrific night here at the MCG. Great football from both sides. And it's finished up Australia 2, Brazil 2. And Mike Cockrell is down on the pitch.
Congratulations, Mark Viduka, Nike man of the match. You didn't get the goals. Great to see Paul Agostino get a couple. Disappointing at the end, I guess, the way we let it go, but a very positive display overall.
Of course, after the first game in Sydney, we were all disappointed that you know, we didn't show the Australian public some good football. But I think you know, I really think we came at them today and we played some good football. We took the lead. You know, it was a pity that it ended up a draw in the end. But you know, I'd like to thank all the people that have come out. You know, 80,000. You know, I think Melbourne's the best city in the world, and we just showed that we can support any code of football.
After all that's gone on in the last week off the field, the focus, the team spirit was absolutely magnificent tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we all wanted to clear up the bad name we had in the past week. You know, we've been hammered in the media the whole week, and some may think it's justified, some, you know, don't. But I think that we went out tonight and we showed that we could play against some of the best players in the world, and we almost came away with the victory. Still, I personally am disappointed that we didn't win it, but you know, I'm happy that we showed some good football for the fans here, and hopefully next time they can come out in these sort of numbers.
Congratulations, Mark. Best of luck for the rest of the Scottish season.
Thanks very much.
Back to you, Tracy.
Thanks very much, Mark, and congratulations to Mark Viduka. The final scores here at the MCG: Australia 2, Brazil 2. There's been plenty of excitement here at the MCG tonight, and there's so much exciting sport here on 7 this summer.
I want to feel my pulse race. I want to hear my heart pounding. I want goosebumps on my skin, to feel the hair stand up on the back of my neck. I want to feel my adrenaline pumping, my muscles straining. I want to ride a wave of excitement, to feel the cheering crowd as my tailwind. I want to be there with you, with every breath you take.
I'll be watching you.
What a great game we've had here at the MCG tonight. Australia 2, Brazil 2. Paul Wade, the Australians must be able to go away proud of their performance tonight.
Oh, absolutely. They'll be disappointed with the score, the boys, and the crowd will too. But when it comes to a quality performance, well, that's 100% improvement on last Sunday, and that's what we were looking for, basically.
The difference, was it more than just the players on the field, also a bit of a psychological difference?
Well, I tell you what, they were spurred on by all the criticism they copped during the week. If that's what it takes to get the Australians up and running, then we'll do it next time they're in town.
And the other good news is the Brazilians want to come back before the Olympics next year.
Very good news indeed. We'll look forward to having them.
We certainly do. Thanks for your company here with us tonight. We'd like to thank Mike Cockrell for his comments on the sideline, and of course our commentator Paul Williams. Paul Wade, good to work with you.
You too, Tracy.
Final scores: Australia 2, Brazil 2. That's it from the MCG.